Rise and shine. You're watching WCTV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
It is 6:27 now. It's so weird. Just when we started the beginning of the 6 o'clock hour, it was still dark. And now look at there. All right, it is light, it is bright, and feeling all right.
Yeah, look at you. A poet, you didn't even know it. How about it?
Yes.
All right, happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes, happy Tuesday, everyone.
She'll be working on her next haiku in a few minutes.
Right.
Let me talk a little forecast for you. We've got some heat coming our way for sure. Most of the numbers are around 70 degrees. I see a 68 in Perry, a 67 at Bainbridge. Not a bad start to the day for sure out there. Now, one of the things that we're going to notice, I think, these next couple of days, not just the morning numbers creeping up, but those afternoon numbers climbing. And it's going to start to feel a little bit extra icky sticky out there. The radar is where all the relief comes from. We count on the showers this time of year in those afternoons to help slow down or knock down those temperatures. Had plenty yesterday. Not going to have as many today. Probably going to have even fewer tomorrow. And all of that likely leads to lots of hours of those really high temperatures. This is the future cast. And I do think there's going to be a few pop-up showers 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock this afternoon. But only a few pop-up showers, which means it's going to be a lot of hours with those temperatures up over 90. No reason we can't get into the lower, even middle 90s. Got lots of hot coming our way. I'll break it all down. Full forecast in just a few.
The full Senate GOP conference is meeting today to discuss potential gun reform talks. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is calling for a deal within the next few days, but there's still a divide between Democratic and Republican lawmakers. John Lawrence reports.
At least 13 mass shootings were reported in the U.S. this weekend, resulting in 17 deaths.
7 victims right now. 7.
On Sunday in Tennessee, gunfire erupted in the Chattanooga area for the second time within a week.
I was like, wow, it was just crazy how I was just, right down the road when it happened.
The nonprofit Gun Violence Archive says there's been at least 246 mass shootings across the country through June 5th, and that the U.S. is on pace to have more mass shootings in 2022 than in any other year.
There's more to do. Thoughts and prayers won't fix this, but taking strong action will.
White House officials say President Joe Biden is encouraged with the Senate negotiations on gun control measures, but would like action taken sooner rather than later.
While there have been measured victories on gun violence prevention in recent years, there hasn't been a wide-ranging bill passed since 1994. That's almost 3 decades ago. So the president has made it clear that it's time for Congress to act.
Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia is among the lawmakers who support raising the minimum age to buy a semi-automatic weapon to 21. But many Republicans resist the idea.
We're going to stop sending 18-year-olds to fight our wars for us. I suppose at that point you could maybe consider it. But no, the age isn't the issue, nor is the gun.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Democrats can get gun bills passed through the House on a party line vote, but they would need at least 10 Republican votes to break a filibuster in the Senate to get a possible gun package advanced. In Florida, defense attorneys for Nikolas Cruz now trying to delay his sentencing trial because of the recent mass shootings. Cruz's attorneys arguing the Uvalde school shooting is heightening anxiety in the Broward community. Cruz pleaded guilty to 17 counts of murder and attempted murder for the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. This trial will decide if he gets the death penalty or life in prison.
In Florida, a fire chief is accused of murdering a gas station shop owner in Pensacola. A 63-year-old man was found shot to death inside the business on Sunday. Authorities say surveillance video shows Baker Fire Chief Brian Easterline going into the business on Thursday and shooting. They say he shot the man, whose name is not being released, over past business deals in which the man allegedly owed Easterline money. Easterline was arrested and booked on premeditated murder.
Staying in Florida, officials say 2 people were killed and a 3rd person was injured when a small plane crashed near a Florida Panhandle airport. Police say the Piper PA-28 Cherokee went down yesterday afternoon just south of the Northwest Florida Beaches International Airport near Panama City Beach. Deputies confirmed 2 people died and 1 person in critical condition at a local hospital. Officials didn't immediately identify the victims or say what might have caused the plane crash. The number of confirmed or probable cases of monkeypox has risen to 31 in the United States. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, those cases are in 12 states. As those numbers grow, health officials worry there could be community spread of the disease. That means infected people could give it to others in the U.S. To battle that, testing and vaccination is ramping up. More than 120 tests have been performed and about 1,200 doses of the vaccine have been offered to people most at risk of contracting the disease. The 2-dose vaccine is the same as the one used to prevent smallpox.
All right, some more health news where drug maker Pfizer is investing $120 million into production support for its COVID-19 antiviral treatment, Paxlovid. It works best when used within a few days of symptoms beginning, and it can lower the risk of severe disease. Pfizer saying the funds will expand the production of the active ingredient and registered starting materials. Officials saying the drug's production requires a significant amount of manufacturing capacity from start to finish. So far, 12 million treatment courses already shipped to 37 countries, including 5 million here in the U.S. A new study from U.S. researchers shows menthol cigarettes may increase teen smoking. The research comes as the FDA asks the public to weigh in on its proposed ban on the cigarettes. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has more on the research from New York.
A team at University of California, San Diego has found that menthol cigarettes could cause 12 to 17-year-olds to smoke more frequently and become more dependent on nicotine. Their research shows that when young people use menthol cigarettes, they smoke almost 3 more days a month compared to those who smoke non-menthol cigarettes. Teenagers smoking menthols also have an almost 40% higher risk of being a frequent smoker and 8% higher nicotine dependency. When young people switched to unflavored cigarettes, they smoked almost 4 days less a month. Their risk for becoming a frequent smoker was cut almost in half, and their nicotine dependency rate also dropped. The data is published in JAMA Network Open. Researchers looked at 1,000 teenagers 2013 to 2019. They found the number of 12 to 17-year-old cigarette smokers who use menthol has risen to 56%. The goal of the Food and Drug Administration's ban is to keep menthol cigarettes out of the hands of young people, since they are more attractive to flavored cigarettes. The agency is also trying to address health disparities. About 85% of black smokers use menthol cigarettes, compared to less than half of Latinos and fewer than a third of white smokers. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
And studies project that banning menthol cigarettes could prevent more than 600,000 deaths in the coming decades.
Textbook publishers accused of giving special deals to some Florida school districts and not others. Letters sent to the Department of Education by a whistleblower claimed small counties like Hamilton and Franklin lost out on thousands of dollars worth of discounts given to larger districts. Our Savannah Kelly has the story.
According to a whistleblower letter, Franklin County schools spent about $10,000 more on these textbooks than Miami-Dade County did. They both bought from the same publisher, but this whistleblower alleges that publishers have been giving special discounts to some school districts and not others.
$10,000 hurts a small school district.
$10,000. That's about how much Franklin County allegedly overpaid for its English language arts textbooks, according to whistleblower letters sent to the Florida Department of Education last month. This whistleblower claims that textbook publishers gave special deals to large school districts like Miami-Dade and left smaller districts like Franklin to pay full price. Jennifer Leach, curriculum director for Franklin County Schools, said she doesn't understand why this was allowed to happen.
Other districts got free things that we didn't get, and that's unfair.
According to Florida law, textbook publishers have to charge the same price to every district in the state.
And the law is clear.
Chris Doolin is a lobbyist for the Small School District Council Consortium. He believes there is sufficient evidence to show that textbook publishers McGraw and Savvis broke the law. The whistleblower included purchase orders which detailed discounts given to certain districts that were not given to others.
Same district, same book, same purchase order.
Franklin County Superintendent Steve Lanier says for a small district like Franklin County, $10,000 means a lot. And he's hurt by the fact that his district was left out of discounts that could have saved them that money.
It's just something that needs to be fair straight across the board and not just for the larger school districts.
Lanier said Franklin County schools take great care to make sure they follow all the rules when buying their textbooks. So that's why it's so frustrating to see that publishers might not have been giving them a fair deal. Reporting in Franklin County Schools, Savannah Kelly, WCTV Eyewitness News.
The press secretary for the Florida DOE said they are currently reviewing the complaints to determine whether Florida law was broken. A spokesperson for one of the publishers named in the letter, McGraw-Hill, said they believe the allegations are based on factual inaccuracies and say they have not overcharged any district.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announcing $10 million will go towards 8 urban search and rescue teams across the state, one of them based in Tallahassee. The governor highlighting yesterday disasters like Hurricane Michael and the Surfside condo collapse as to why these groups deserve the funding, risking their own lives to help their fellow Floridians.
But you have at the local level, a lot of these folks at the county level, cities, you have phenomenal people, and really the disaster response is really a bottom-up thing. So they're leading on the ground. We're providing support and management at the state level, and then sometimes we do have to rely on the federal government to help as well.
And with hurricane season underway, the governor also encouraging people to start preparing for the next storm right now. It's a good time to do it. Save some money. The disaster preparedness tax holiday going on until June 10th, which is this Friday. And this allows discounts or tax breaks on things like batteries, flashlight, food coolers, and much more. For a complete list, go to this story at WCTV.tv.
The time now about 6:40. During Pride Month, many local businesses and organizations are showing their support for the LGBTQ+ community.
Yeah, our Michelle Roberts spoke to Tallahassee Pride Incorporated about how they're working to bring back Pride Fest after a few years off due to the pandemic. What you got for us, Michelle?
Well, the Tallahassee Pride Fest was hosted by the Family Tree Community Center, but operations discontinued in 2020. Now the nonprofit Tallahassee Pride has taken over planning for Pride in Kleeman Plaza on April 15th next year. And Railroad Square Craft House is one of the local businesses showing support. $1 from each New Belgium beer sold goes to Tallahassee Pride. Also, Inspired Events by K. Michelle is hosting a Paint for Pride event on June 15th. The Secretary of Tallahassee Pride says everyone within the LGBTQ+ community deserves rights and opportunities, and that's why celebrating Pride Month is so important.
From the local level, at the school board to, at the state legislature, we're seeing initiatives that seem to be targeting LGBTQ+ families and people and students and children. So it's important that we take time to celebrate ourselves, celebrate our families, and celebrate our cultural contributions.
Leon County is also celebrating Pride Month with history and art events at the Leroy Collins Library. And this Saturday, a Mr. and Miss Pride Fest pageant will be held at FSU's Doak Campbell Stadium. To purchase tickets or find out more, visit TallahasseePride.com. Lanetra, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Time now for First Alert Weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola.
All right, our 24-hour temperature cast, slow and steady early, and then all of a sudden those temperatures jumping up quite a bit this afternoon, spending, I think, most of the afternoon up over 90, so get ready for some hot out there today and long duration hot. And we're going to have more of that over the next couple of days. This morning, it is nice to see a bunch of numbers that start with a 6. It's 68 degrees at Quincy, it's 69 in Perry, Thomasville, Moultrie, Valdosta, all at 68 degrees. Anytime we can start in the 60s now that we're a whole week into June, that's almost bonus weather. I don't see a lot of breeze out there, and that's going to be one of the things that we're looking at for the next few days. A little breeze is important to help limit some of that fog. Take a look at the visibilities for Cross City and Live Oak and Valdosta. down near 0. So there is some fog out there, going to get thick. Be careful. You know the vermin are out there lurking. I don't see a lot on the satellite radar composite. I don't expect a lot, not today. There is some energy way out towards Oklahoma that's going to be trying to bring a cool front east. Maybe that cool front can get here by Friday, and maybe by Friday we'll change things up. But for today, without that additional energy in the upper part of the atmosphere, the showers are going to be few and far between. Doesn't mean there'll be 0 showers. There still will be some, just not as many as yesterday, and I think that continues tomorrow and even Thursday, so expect things to get hotter and more humid and stay hot for longer over the next couple of days. On the Gulf, the winds out of the west today, 5 to 15, seas 1 to 3 feet. That patchy fog is something we're going to have to deal with this morning and going to have to deal with it again, I think, the next couple of mornings. I'm going to leave the rain chances like 30–40% for this afternoon. I do expect lots of us in the 90s for long periods of time, maybe 5–6 hours up over 90. It'll be muggy again tonight, back near 70. And here comes that extended forecast where those rain chances may be a little bit on the low side Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's going to give us lots of hot.